Good evening. It is 10:16 p.m. on November the 9th, 2016. And less than 24 hours ago, Donald Trump became our president-elect. Since then, there have been numerous anti-Trump protests in a number of high population cities, student walkouts at high schools, and some have had for instance, Oakland apparently had some damaged storefronts during their protests. That's not cool. That part's not cool. I can understand the protests. That I can understand. However, there are things that need to be addressed. There are problems that people all over the country and all over the world have and should have with the Trump presidency. Now, of course, there was this reaction of almost instantaneous fear last night when the Dow plunged to a lower point than it had been on 9/11. That was pretty scary, but it rebounded, so that's okay. The thing about this that troubles me the most is not Donald Trump. It's Mike Pence. Mike Pence is evangelical. This is the man who believes that women who have abortions should be punished, and who believes that electroshock therapy can cure gays. We also have an entirely Republican-controlled government. Republicans are the majority in the House, the Senate, and we have a Republican president. Now, the question that I've been asking myself, the one that brought me to, I won't say tears, but definitely choked up. I was kind of crying. My wife is a resident alien. She's Canadian. But she is not only a staunch supporter of LGBTQ rights, but she's a woman, and she is a survivor of sexual assault. So the question I found myself asking today was, how do I explain the democratic process, if one can truly call it that, of the United States of America to my wife, a resident alien, who seems to have a president and a vice president that seem to believe that she is less than what they are. And have zero empathy for her and the things that she has had to deal with and are just working to overcome in her life. How does that... How can I tell her that white men and women across this country failed her? And that she couldn't have participated in the voting process because she's still a resident alien. You know, it costs a lot of money to become a citizen of this country. Because in order to do it properly, and in order to do it really in the most expedient way possible, requires hiring an attorney, an immigration attorney, which we have. And then it also requires fees for all of the high number of forms and submissions and all of the things that she has to go through in order to become a citizen of this country, which is still the greatest country in the world. I don't know if we've let her down as much as really wounded her. I'll be honest. I mean, she's very afraid. Now, do I honestly think that people like Trump and Pence are going to deport her? No. That's not going to happen. And if that were to happen, you know what? I'd go to Canada with her. Because if that were to be the case, then fuck these guys. And fuck this country. Would be... because they would have made it into a hellscape. A place where no one is welcome. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I really don't think that I need to worry about that. I don't think that she needs to worry about it. But there's still fear. And I can't say that that fear is totally unjustified. The worst part about this is that I blame us. Myself and my fellow liberals. Now, I voted. I'm here in Arizona. I got my early voting ballot however many weeks ago. The night I got it from the mailbox. I completed my voting and got it back in the mailbox that same night. It took me 20 minutes to finish. To get it from the mailbox in my apartment building, to get it in my apartment, to sit down, grab a pen, start filling out the ballot, and get it back out there. So I feel safe in the fact that I did my part. But I was speaking to people at work last night and today who did not vote. Why did they not vote? I wrote a Facebook post the other day, just brief, stating that If you're a citizen of this country, and can vote legally in this election, and you don't do it, you're basically saying, I'm not a citizen. My vote doesn't matter. Or cast a protest vote. That's just stupid. Now, you can believe what you want to believe, but, you know, casting a protest vote is just stupid. But if you abstained from voting, I think I know why. Is that you thought, well, all of these things that he's said, all these things that Mike Pence has said, all the things that they've done, how on earth could the greatest country in the world, with such a vast wealth of, you know, intelligent citizenry, vote for this clown? How is that possible? So it came down to two things: complacency and apathy. People didn't go out to vote because they thought there was no way in hell that this country would elect someone like Donald Trump. And if you listen to the pundits, if you saw the polling, if for any part of the day, or of any part of this whole completely ridiculous campaign season, what would you see? You would see comedians constantly making fun of Donald Trump, but they would have him on their show because, well, technically you have to. If you're going to have one candidate, you have to have the whole fair time thing. You have to have one, you know, if one candidate goes on for X amount of minutes, then by fairness, the other candidate has to come on for X amount of minutes. And if you treat them like a clown, then that normalizes the process, and they appear, oh, this person isn't that scary. Look, I'm patting his head, I'm rubbing his hair, whatever, to prove that it's real, or whatever bullshit that has been done. All he's told us is what he are the things that he wants to do are frankly despicable. Building a wall. Okay. He wants to build a wall, it'll be the best wall. He's for getting rid of the EPA. He definitely wants the ACA gone. And depending upon whoever the appointee is for Supreme Court, we could be looking at a, pardon the term, a rigged Supreme Court. Rigged in favor of Republicans. And if Pence has his day in the sun, Roe v. Wade gone. Overturned. And we're back to back alley abortions. So liberals, it's on us. We didn't show up en masse to vote because we thought we underestimated what truly was the silent majority. That's no longer a buzzword. That's the truth. Now, of course, we can also talk about the Electoral College and how incredibly archaic of a system that is, and that it's time to do away with that. Well, I believe that that's true. And I don't think that that's true just because of the outcome of this election. I've thought that for several elections. It doesn't make sense. It's an 18th century quagmire that has basically undone the popular vote, which Hillary won, by the way, and it has basically created a situation where the person that most people voted for is not the person in office. And this is not the first time that's happened in the last 20 years. Do I believe Hillary Clinton should have been our president? Maybe not. I wasn't really a Hillary Clinton guy. I didn't trust her convictions, but I trusted her policies. And I believe she could have been our president. And maybe that's more important right now. And everybody today wants to talk about how we need to heal. Now we need to come back together as a nation to start governing again. Well, we can see how that's working out so far. And I can't help think that this is some sort of bizarre backlash against PC culture. Whatever the hell that is. You know, it's time for something new. And if there were a viable third-party candidate, that'd be pretty cool. But there aren't. Because the big money is in the Democrats and the Republicans. You can run independent all the livelong day. All you're going to end up doing is splitting the vote. And the person that you don't want is more than likely going to end up president. We saw that in a couple states. Votes that could have gone to Hillary went to Johnson. And conceivably could have put her over the top in the electoral race. In the Electoral College race, anyway. But that didn't happen. So, we're mad right now. There is an anger. It's not just because we have this president. I mean, there are people that have been angry before, but this is new. It's a clarion call, really, to start to really consider the ways that we govern. With a 12% approval rate in Congress, it's not that hard to envision how an outsider like Trump could win. And who knows, maybe there's some assholes out there who thought it'd be fun and thought it'd be a joke to vote for Donald Trump. I blame people that I don't want to have to blame. People with good intentions. People like Susan Sarandon. People who are the never Hillary, never Trump. That whole hashtag bullshit. You have to live in reality. And maybe if Hillary had won, maybe there'd still be this backlash. I don't know. It's hard to find a silver lining, but if there is any, it's that it's going to force us to take a good long look at ourselves and what we really believe and what our country is. Because right now, it looks like a scary place. And I can't really blame people for being scared, because I'm scared. Because the answers aren't there yet. And hopefully someday when they are, we'll all be able to make more informed decisions. But for right now, I think this joint's got to get turned upside down a little bit. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe in 4 years, we'll be back to status quo, business as usual. Who knows? But I'll be around as much as I can. And maybe some good will come out of this somewhere. It's about the only thing I can hope for right now.